Hey, what's up guys, Steven here and welcome back to another video. So as you might know, we are building a gaming room. We have a brand new LG OLED Evo television right over here, but we need something to improve the sound. And I've decided to test out the Sonos Beam Generation 2, which comes with a lot of nice new features. We have a refreshed design, we have HDMI ARC compatibility and also Dolby Atmos support. So let's check it out if it's really worth the hype. Alright, so here's the Sonos Beam Generation 2. You might have seen my video on the Sonos Beam, the first generation, and it was a really amazing soundbar. We have some slight improvements here on the Generation 2, so some refresh design as I've told you, eARC compatibility and also Dolby Atmos support. Now, regarding the connections, Sonos products are really easy to set up. You will be guided through the whole installation process and they are very simple and easy to use. But also you don't have many connectivity options. So you have HDMI eARC to connect it actually to the television. I think it's kind of the main standard most of the people use anyway. There's also an adapter for all the televisions, which is HDMI to optical. So if you don't have an eARC port, you can actually use the optical adapter, which I did in the Sonos Beam review of the first generation. It was also working well, but with eARC, you actually get a lot of more high-res audio and also other codecs. Anyhow, then you just have to connect power. There's also a power connector on the back, there's another button, and there's also a LAN port if you don't want to use Wi-Fi. That's it for the installation. Just connect two cables like in the setup right over here, and then you can actually start to configure it on the smartphone. And most of the things take place in the Sonos app, as well as the TruePlay calibration. Now, TruePlay is one of the killer features about Sonos products because it basically tunes the soundbar to match your room and to get the most out of it. Anyhow, this feature only works on iPhones, so iOS devices. And the reason behind that is because every smartphone has different microphones. So you wouldn't get any good results if it would work on all of the smartphones. That's why it only works on iPhones. Right now, not on the iPhone 13, but this update will come very soon. So let's go to the Sonos app and let's do the installation. Now let's set up the soundbar. You can directly do this in the Sonos application. Make sure that you're connected to the Wi-Fi network, so to your home network, and there we go. First of all, you have to create a Sonos account, or if you already have one, you just sign in. So I'll quickly do this. Alright, so we're now logged in and now we actually allow the auto discovery. So allow location access and there we go. Location and Bluetooth, and now we should be able to set up the Sonos Beam Generation 2, and it's now searching for the soundbar. Alright, it now found the Sonos Beam and there we go, let's add it. And it's now checking the app version, app is up to date, getting your Beam ready. So now we have to touch the Sonos Beam. There is an NFC spot on the left with the smartphone and I'll quickly do this. Alright, let's just tap and scan and we are connected. That's super easy. Alright, now we choose the room where we placed the Sonos Beam. I will choose office right over here, but you can put in anything you want to. Adding Beam to the office, and now we're quickly doing a software update and then we can do actually the TruePlay tuning. So let's wait until the update is completed and then let's start with the calibration. Alright guys, the Beam has now been added and it's connected to the TV as well. So if we press now connect to TV, let's see what it's doing. And the Beam is now connected to the TV, so also the setup via HDMI eARC worked perfectly well. Alright, the setup of the Beam is done. Now before we dig in the settings, let's have a closer look here at the Sonos app. So here we have, for instance, Sonos Radio, so you can directly listen here to some stations. That's pretty nice. Then right over here you can see your recently played tracks and everything. Here you can actually just connect here to the soundbar. You can activate here night mode. Then here speech enhancement, you can adjust the volume. Actually really nice. Right over here we have a search. And here on the right side we have the settings. And here we have some really important things right over here. Now, first of all, system updates. We just did an update, so Sonos is also very cool with updates, brings a lot of features and improves functionality. Then we have the Beam right over here. So here you can see in which room it is. you can connect a Sonos sub, you can set up surrounds. What's really cool is that it also works with those IKEA speakers. You can use them as surround speakers, you can wall mount them. It's really nice, it's around 100 euros per speaker, or you just get the real Sonos speakers. Then here we have an equalizer, so to adjust, then we have TruePlay. The TruePlay tuning, we'll just do it in a second. It's really important to get the most out of your soundbar. Then here we have a volume limiter. We have TV autoplay, ungroup on autoplay, TV dialog sync. Then here we have the TV setup. So basically it shows you where to connect it. It's really important that you connect it to your HDMI ARC port and not to the regular HDMI. Otherwise it will not get any audio signal. Then you can add a voice service. You have to choose between Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant. As I'm not using Alexa, I'm more a Google Assistant guy, I will add this to my Sonos Beam, and then I can actually use the microphones of the Sonos Beam to use the Google Assistant, which is pretty cool. So we just go here to the Assistant application, and there we go. It opens up here now Google Assistant. I just download it on the smartphone. If you already have it, then it will just integrate the soundbar to your Google Assistant. Now let's do a quick test on how good the Google Assistant is actually working. I'm right now here like 2 meters away, and hey Google, turn on all the lights in the gaming room.
Okay, turning 12 lights on.
Other than the voice service, there are also some hardware things you can adjust, like you can, for instance, turn off the status light if it's, for instance, in the bedroom and you don't want to have any light. And you can also switch off the touch controls, but I think the touch controls are kinda neat. Alright, then let's do the TruePlay tuning so we can actually get the most out of the soundbar and tune the speakers. And now, unfortunately, because the iPhone 13 is quite new right now, TruePlay tuning coming soon, because they have to analyze also the microphones of the smartphone. That means we'll quickly switch to another phone to do the TruePlay tuning. Alright guys, so we now switch the phone to a 12 mini because here TruePlay is working, but don't worry, for the iPhone 13 it will also come very soon. First of all, you should remove the cover for TruePlay, allow access to the microphone. And now we need to be quiet because the soundbar will actually play some sounds and the microphone of the iPhone or any smartphone you use will pick it up and analyze it. Alright, there we go, let's start it. Now the next step of TruePlay is actually to move around the room and hold the smartphone, just like you see in the video right over here, and then it will also analyze the test tones again and do some further adjustments. So let's quickly run around in the room and let's do this. Alright, so that was the TruePlay tuning. Now the sound is really nice. Whenever you feel like you want to retune, you can just go to the settings and do the whole process again if you think you messed up before or you just want to do it again because you changed something in your setup. Anyhow, there's another thing I want to show you, and this is Use IR. So if your remote control on the TV is using infrared, you can also start the remote control setup here, but in my case, I don't need to do that. You see the Google Assistant is now also connected, so you can use the Sonos Beam also as Google Assistant speaker, and that's basically what you can do here in the app. The soundbar is also compatible with AirPlay, as you can see right over here. So here you can switch the audio compression or just leave it on automatic. You can adjust the date and time, of course, also media servers, so UPnP media servers, and then right over here we have manage networks. So you can basically connect to different Wi-Fi networks, and last but not least, system updates as we have seen before, and parental controls. Alright, so as you can see, plenty of features here in the app. But now the most important question, how does it sound? Alright, the Sonos soundbar is now connected to the television. You can see it right over here, so HDMI 2, it's the eARC port of the LG OLED Evo. So let's do a quick sound test. We're here in my gaming room. I could finish now a little bit more during testing the Sonos soundbar. And well, it's now here in front of the TV, and as you can see, I'm sitting around about 3 meters away from it, and it fills the whole room really well. So for this size of room, a soundbar like this, even without rear speakers, is definitely enough. We have here the notebook and we'll now play some Dolby Atmos test files. I know you can't really hear the audio quality over YouTube, so you need to experience it by yourself, but I can just tell you guys, the Sonos Beam sounds really fantastic.
Put on your headphones. It's a new way to experience sound. Unlike stereo, which is limited to 2 audio channels, Dolby Atmos can manipulate individual sounds in 3D space to position sounds all around you. Sounds can move above you, far away, or right up close. Let's compare. This is stereo. And this is Dolby Atmos. Dolby Atmos can build worlds of sound to tell any story. It catches all the little details, puts you in the center of the action. It sounds just like the real world. And transports you to faraway lands. Go inside the story with breakthrough sound. Dolby Atmos.
Also, it's possible to add more music services to the app, so you can just go here to add a service. By default, you will have the Sonos Radio, which is also really nice, but for sure it also features Apple Music, Spotify, and you can basically integrate all those services, which is really amazing as well. Alright, but now should you buy the Sonos Beam? Well, my room right over here is 28 square meters, and the soundbar, as you can see, the form factor looks kind of small, but to be really honest, it sounds really good. Even though the room is 28 square meters, it's not the biggest soundbar, it's really a rich and immersive sound. But nevertheless, Dolby Atmos, so virtual Dolby Atmos, sounds different than real Dolby Atmos. You don't have any up-firing tweeters. Now don't get me wrong, it sounds really, really good. And I think it's a perfect product if you don't want to crowd your whole space in your room with speakers. But to be honest, there's a difference to real Dolby Atmos. But I think personally, for people who like it simple and clean, like me, this product is really amazing. I wouldn't want to have speakers here everywhere. I just want to have a clean setup, television here on the wall. That's why I also have the LG OLED, because it's very flat on the wall. And I could even wall mount the Sonos Beam Generation 2 on the wall, which gives it the perfect, nice and clean look. Also, I really like the design. Now, it's not a big update nor a huge refresh, but it looks kind of amazing. The touch buttons on the top, also like in the previous generation. Then also, of course, the Google Assistant is really nice. I'm using the Google Assistant, but you could also use Alexa, but you have to choose one of them. That's really amazing too. Sound quality amazing, connectivity is really amazing. That's also one of the killer features about Sonos. You have a lot of connectivity options to use also different services you can integrate, and that's really cool as well. Alright, then now let's talk also a little bit about the cons. Well, Sonos is a premium brand, premium products, so they also have a kind of premium price point. So it's not too expensive, but well, it's much more expensive than most of the soundbars this size on the market. But also you get a lot of nice things like good sound quality, connectivity, etc. Anyhow, if you don't have an iPhone, you also miss out on TruePlay. Now, of course, you could borrow an iPhone from a friend to just do the TruePlay calibration once, but in order to get most out of the soundbar, definitely iOS is recommended. Anyhow, it's a really great soundbar. I think it sounds a lot better than it looks for the size, and also the quality from Sonos, as always. I was really never disappointed with any of their products. Now, I will now try to get also some rear speakers, so I'll maybe provide you an update video. Also make sure to check out my TikTok on it, where you will get frequent updates on how it works with the television as well. And as always, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below into the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a nice day and bye.